Hi. Fuck. Hi. I'm Jess. And yes, my hair is wet. Guys, I'm on my period today. I'm not feeling my best. I'm crampy. My energy is super low. But we're gonna film. And we're gonna film something super chill. And we're just gonna hang out today. I'm hoping that my hair will dry by the end of this video. So let's keep our fingers crossed for that, shall we? So for today's video, I wanted to do something that is just like one of my favorite things to do with makeup in general. That is to pick a look that someone else created that I really love and try to recreate it on myself. So when I'm going through Instagram and I see a picture of a makeup look that I really like that I could possibly want to recreate in the future, I save it and I add it to my little makeup inspo folder. And then whenever I'm feeling like I want to get some inspo from somewhere else, I will go through these pictures and look for whatever I feel like creating and try to recreate it. This is my most recent one that I found. This was by Patrick Ta. I really like just how like chill it is. It's like soft, matte, chill, but there's like that different edge to it with the little space on her lower lash line. What else? This is more of a fun one. I thought I could do this with my Suva liner. Brickell, iconic. I love how smoky this is. This is like right up my alley. This is Dixie D'Amelio. This is Dixie and Patrick Ta again, which is interesting. Same as this one. Right? Was this Dixie? She's a TikToker, so she's like too cool for me. This is nice, really soft and subtle. Let me just head over to my makeup account here. Oh yeah, I loved the look of this Britney Spears one. It's just so like early 2000s. So I was thinking if I did like a recreating an early 2000s look, I would use this as inspo. But I just want something like subtle today. This is really pretty. Gorgeous. Okay, I think I want to do this one. So I don't have this palette or anything, but we can just recreate it using colors that I have. And she is starting with her eyes in this little reel, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with my eyes as well. And let us get pretty, shall we? We're gonna start with a little bit of eyeshadow primer. This is the Laura Mercier eye base. I'm just trying to use this up right now. So because I am on like the second day of my period, literally the first day I get it, my skin clears up instantly. Like building up to it, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And then on the first day, it's like boom, instant clear skin. So all I have here is like leftover scarring from my most recent breakout and one little active pimple that was like dried up and practically nothing this morning. And then I went and picked at it. I literally am getting so much better at not picking at my face, except on days when I'm gonna film, because I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, I have this huge zit on my face, like let me get rid of it before I start filming. And I'm like, if I do it before I get in the shower, then I'll be able to like cleanse it all out in the shower and I'll have lots of time between when I pick at it and when I film. And then I sit down to film and it's like still red and angry as shit on my face. So it never works, but I do it every time anyways. This is feeling extremely dry. The product is probably drying out in the tube and my eyelids are probably a little bit dry as well. Hopefully my eyeshadow doesn't go on too patchy because that looks cakey as shit, which is so random. I'm just gonna spray it with a little bit of setting spray to try and add some moisture in there. And then just try to blend it out a little bit more. Off to a great start, you guys. Okay, so I think for the pink color that she has all over her lid, I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette. You guys know I was obsessed with this last year, and because I used it so much last year, I've been trying not to use it as much this year and get into some of my other eyeshadows. So this will be my first time using this in 2021. I'm just gonna take this color right here, and I'm just gonna put this all over my lid. Yeah, damn it, that eyeshadow primer is looking so gross under there, especially that now that I just put a matte shade over top. I feel like I want to start again. Am I going to? No, let's just keep going. Okay, and then once I get that on there, I'm just gonna kind of blend it out. Honestly, that looks like shit from the eyeshadow primer. I'm gonna start again. I never do this. I always just make my makeup work, so that's how you know it looked really bad, guys, okay? Okay, so we're gonna try this a little bit differently. I'm gonna start with concealer this time. And I'm just gonna put some concealer on my eyelids to try and get rid of all the darkness that is there, because I felt like the eyeshadow wasn't even showing up, even though it was on top of that eyeshadow primer, because the skin around my eyes is just so dark. Okay, and then I'm gonna say that's the end of this because it's just way too dried out at this point. It already starts out as a bit of a drier formula, which is actually why I like it. Once it starts to actually dry out in the tube, it's just because it starts off dry, you're gonna get dry very quickly. So instead I'm gonna go in with this one, the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I've mentioned before that this eyeshadow primer is more of like a hydrating consistency, which is one of the reasons why I like the Laura Mercier one better. I feel like this whole video is an eyeshadow primer review, which is not the most exciting thing. So let me just blend this out really quickly and then we'll get back to interesting topics. Oh, so much better, thank goodness. Okay. And then I'm actually just gonna mix in a little bit of the prime shade here too, just to kind of brighten it up a bit. I want to keep it looking mostly matte, but I feel like that'll just kind of perk it up a teeny bit and look pretty. And then I'm just gonna take the prime shade right here, the first shade. It's like a really light, let me show you. This one, like a really light, sort of satiny, shimmery shade with a touch of pink. And I'm just gonna go like right above that, up in this part of my eye, because I feel like that looks so dark and yellow just because of the color of that concealer. My skin is so light right now that a lot of my complexion products are just too dark. So just, it's not as light and bright up there as I would like it to be. It would be helpful if I was in focus, wouldn't it, guys? Things are going so well. Okay, so she takes like a darker pinky color and puts it up against her lashes and kind of smokes it out and does a really subtle little wing with it. So I'm gonna use this shade from the Charlotte Tilbury Icon palette right here. It's kind of a maroony color. Actually, this color right here would have been kind of perfect to go all over my lid, and I used, anyways. So it's pretty subtle. It doesn't look like a full straight up wing, so I'm gonna keep it pretty small and just, yeah, subtle. And then I feel like I ended up making those a little too thick, so I'm just gonna go in with a Q-tip and thin them out a little bit. It looks like she actually used like a brown for her eyeliner and I used that purpley color, but I think mine looks similar to the way hers looks. Her brown kind of mixed with her pink to give that sort of purpley look, which is why I thought that was the color she was using. Okay, so it looks like she takes some kind of like illuminator and squirts it onto her face for underneath her foundation. So I'm just gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter and just apply that to give me some glow. And I need to dampen my sponge, so let me go do that as well. So the girl whose little reel we're following today is DMV Makeup Artistry, and I love her. I love her looks. I've actually recreated one of her looks before on my channel, so I'll link that across the top here if you guys want to go check that out. I also will put a link to it in the description box down below. It was this fun little green look right here, I think. Then she goes in with her foundation. Her skin in the end looks like super glowy and fresh and light, so I'm gonna use my Lancome Tint Miracle foundation for this. It's a nice lightweight foundation. She puts hers on with a brush, but this isn't really like a following her tutorial kind of thing. Like, I'm not trying to follow everything she's doing. I just want to recreate her look in my own way. I wonder if you guys can hear that. My sponge is making the weirdest noise. Okay, so I just did a really light layer of that, and then I'm gonna just build up the coverage in the areas where I need a little bit of extra coverage. So I'm gonna use my Too Faced concealer again and just go over these areas where I have some little dark spots poking through. So I want my skin to look really light and bright, but I also want it to look more flawless. This way we can maintain the lightness of the foundation in terms of like the texture of the foundation, and just build up coverage in the areas where we need it instead of adding like a heavy layer of foundation all over. Okay, and then I'm just gonna powder. Actually, let's do concealer first. So I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Retoucher Concealer under my eyes. And this is nice and dewy and hydrating and glowy and all that good stuff as well. It's gonna give us that nice fresh look. And I'm just gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder and just set all the areas where I put down concealer. So under my eyes and then down over here. And then I don't want my nose to be super glowy, so we're gonna set there and just in the center of my forehead as well. Just leave all the rest of my face really fresh and moist looking. Okay, so I could see that she uses a cream bronzer. I mean, I don't know, because it's a reel, like I wanted this video to be like a recreating a look, but then I chose a reel. And so in the reel, I can see what she's doing. So it's kind of like a following along with this person's makeup tutorial, but it's also not really a tutorial. So I don't know what this video is, but I saw her use cream bronzer, so I'm gonna use cream bronzer. I'm gonna use my Danessa Myricks Balm Contour. I just tried to say that a bunch of times and I couldn't get it out. It's really hard for me to say for some reason. And this little blush brush that I've been using recently with it. And we're going to bronze. This is so blendable. I feel like I've been blending it out too much when I've been using it previously. I haven't played around with it a ton, but I just find like it blends out so easily, and then I lose my placement. So like I want it up here in these areas, but because it blends out so easily, I'm like blending it down too far here, and I'm blending it out too much on my cheeks, so my cheeks lose their definition. So I'm just trying to be a little bit more gentle and precise with my blending today, see if I can make it work a bit better for me. What I really love about this is how like it says it's the Balm contour. It has like balm in the name, and it really is like a balmy texture, and it does really keep your skin looking like glowy and like hydrated, and I don't know, yeah, for this like glowy, like wet skin, hydrated skin, dewy skin, that's like the love of my life right now, and has been for years, to be honest. It's just perfect for that. So I'm just using way less product than I have in the past, and I'm just not gonna blend as much. Try to just be a little bit more precise with my placement, and I think that looks a lot better. I'm gonna go and see if I can find a picture that she posted of this look as opposed to just the reel. Okay, it doesn't look like she has a picture on her feed. Actually, I'm just gonna watch this and then take a screenshot. That's what I'm gonna do. Once she's showing off her makeup at the end. Perfect. So I just took a little screenshot so that it's easier for me to see what her makeup actually looks like. Okay, I am just going to fill in my brows. I feel like I wanna do that. And I'm just gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury pencil. And then I'm just gonna set that with a little bit of my Glossier brow gel. I just got very distracted because Jackie was texting me. Let me see what she does on her lower lash line. It's pretty, it looks pretty bare. She has a super bright inner corner. And then if anything, is there even anything down there? I don't think there's really anything on her lower lash line, and it looks like she might even have, yeah, I think she has a white in her waterline as well. So I have a nude. Do I still have a white for in my waterline? I do. So I have this little white eyeliner from Sephora. It's so old. And I'm gonna put this in my waterline. Just not too pigmented or anything, just really subtle. So it's nice and bright and light in there. She has a nice, super bright, almost white inner corner. So I'm gonna take this BH Cosmetics palette with these Carly Bible highlights down in the bottom here. I'm gonna take this one, just really brighten and lighten up this inner corner. She has lash extensions on, which is very nice for her. I'm going to just pop on some mascara. So let me give these a quick curl. I'm gonna use my Urban Decay Perversion mascara. I feel like this will give me the most similar look to my lashes. The cars outside are being exceptionally noisy today. For a simple makeup look, I've been sitting here for quite some time. Oh well, that's okay. I have nothing else to do today. I kind of took a lot of things off my to-do list because I have a lot of stuff to do, but nothing is urgent or needs to be done imminently. So I put a lot of pressure on myself yesterday when I just really wasn't feeling up to working, and it made me feel like shit. And so today we're taking a lot of that pressure off and just doing the least. I mean, not the least, but just keeping it chill up in here. Her blush in this look is so pretty. It's like really bright pink, and she has it like all over her cheeks and her nose. So I'm gonna take my Catharine Isabella cream blush and I'm going to go in pretty hard with this. Let me just look at this picture, make sure I get my placement right. So she's got it here and like she's keeping it pretty high up. Like so. And then she definitely has some right here on her nose. That's a little bit too much. I went too ham. Okay, blush on. The blush looks so pretty with the eyes. I love that monochromatic style. I'm always like a big monochrome person. It doesn't really look to me like she uses any additional highlight on the top of her cheekbones. It doesn't look extra shimmery or glittery up there. It's just that glow underneath, so the Hollywood Flawless filter that I used, and then the cream blush really nice and high on the cheekbone. It doesn't look to me like she has any kind of extra highlighter, so I'm not going to add any. I am going to go ahead and try and recreate this lip look, very much right up my alley. I think I'm going to do a Bitch Perfect Moment. My favorite lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury is very similar to what she has on. Also, I got some mascara all over my eyelid here, and it's not really coming off, unfortunately. I feel like I'm wiping away all my eyeshadow and the mascara is just staying there. So I see that, guys, it's there, but we're just gonna leave it because it won't come off. So I'm gonna start with Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. I swear I'm gonna lose it at any second here. I'm just like digging in here looking for my sharpener and I can't find it, and I can just feel my blood pressure going up, like, okay, lip liner. Okay, and then we're gonna go in with Bitch Perfect. Loving this monochrome. Pink eye, pink cheek. Pink eye, pink cheek, pink lip. It's fun, girly. And then I need a little bit of lip gloss because her lips are super glossy, so I'm gonna do Charlotte Tilbury Portobello Girl. And then her skin is just like so glowy all over. can see in the picture she has like a ton of glow just like all over her face. So in order to kind of achieve that look as well, I'm gonna finish everything off with the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I don't like the smell of this. And here is the finished look. I think the color on my eyes turned out a bit like darker and peachier than hers. Let me go back to the picture. Yeah, her eyes are a little bit more of like a true blue pink. Mine are a little bit peachier. But besides that, I think we came out pretty much the same. Really similar. And I really love the look. It's simple, natural, feminine. She said she did hers for a date night look. I can definitely see that. Did my hair dry by the end of the video? For the most part. Did everything go according to plan? For the most part. I'm definitely in a much better mood now that I've finished filming than I was before I started. So thank you guys for being here and helping me to lift my spirits. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. That's gonna help more people to see it too. You can subscribe to my channel if you wanna see more, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.